Hello students, welcome you all for online video lecture on Indian economics. Myself Professor Gyaman Naik, H, Department of Economics, KLS Gokte College of Commerce, Belagavi. Friends, in previous video lecture, we have discussed about management and functions of RBI. In that discussion, you might have understood what are all functions that RBI performs as a highest monetary authority of India. In today's video lecture, we shall discuss another important issue relating to RBI, that is monetary policy of Reserve Bank of India. In this video, we shall discuss meaning, objectives and various tools of monetary policy that used by the RBI to control or expand money supply and credit from time to time in the general interest of economy and people. Friends, before we discuss objectives and various tools of monetary policy, let us first understand the meaning of monetary policy. Friends, as we know that RBI as a highest monetary authority of the country controls, regulates and supervises all monetary aspects through its monetary policy. Then question arises here, what is monetary policy? Monetary policy refers to the deliberate policy of the RBI for management of money supply and credit through interest rates. I repeat once again, monetary policy of RBI refers to the deliberate, that is compulsory policy of the RBI for management of money supply and credit through interest rates. After knowing the meaning of monetary policy, let us see what are the objectives of monetary policy. Some of the objectives of monetary policy of Reserve Bank of India are as follows. Number 1, to maintain price stability. Number 2, maintain exchange rate stability. Number 3, to achieve full employment. Number 4, to maintain equality in income and wealth. Number 5, to achieve rapid economic growth. After knowing some of the objectives of monetary policy, let us understand what are the tools or instruments of monetary policy of RBI. RBI makes use of various monetary tools or instruments from time to time to maintain price stability and to achieve economic growth of the country. Then what are those tools or instruments of monetary policy? Let us discuss and understand one by one. RBI makes use of various monetary instruments or tools from time to time to maintain price stability and to achieve economic growth in the country. The monetary policy tools or instruments of RBI broadly classified into two types, namely quantitative credit control tools or instruments, and number 2, qualitative credit control tools. Now let us see some of the quantitative credit control tools of RBI, and they are as follows. Number 1, bank rate policy. Number 2, open market operation. Number 3, cash reserve ratio, that is CRR. Number 4, statutory liquidity ratio, SLR. Number 5, repo rate. Number 6, reverse repo rate. Number 7, liquidity adjustment facility, that is LAF. Number 8, marginal standing facility, MSF. Now let us understand the meaning of a few quantitative credit control tools. Number 1, bank rate policy. Bank rate policy, it is also known as discount rate. It means the rate of interest charged by RBI on discounting bills of exchange of commercial banks and government securities. In simple words, the bank rate policy is the rate at which RBI provides financial accommodation to commercial banks. That means if central bank wants to control excess money supply and credit, then it raises the bank rate and thereby credit becomes costlier and discouraging the borrowing and investment in the country. Conversely, if central bank wants to encourage more money supply and credit, then it reduces the bank rate and thereby encouraging more borrowing and investment in the economy. Thus, by using bank rate policy, Reserve Bank of India can expand or contract the credit and money supply in the economy depending upon the situation. The number two, open market operation. It is the second quantitative credit control tool or instrument used by RBI to control credit creation and money supply in the economy. Then what is open market operation? Open market operation means buying and selling of government securities by the RBI in the money market. Then question arises here, when RBI buys and sells securities. At the time of excess money supply and credit, RBI sells securities. That means whenever RBI sells the securities, the purchasers, that is commercial banks and other institutions, the money of commercial banks and financial institutions goes in the hands of RBI. To that extent, cash in the hands of commercial banks comes down and their credit creation capacity reduced. Conversely, when there is a shortage of money supply, central banks buys securities from the commercial banks. That means whenever it buys, the money from the RBI goes to commercial banks and other financial institutions. That means the cash in the hands of commercial banks increases and thereby the credit creation capacity of commercial banks increases and credit expansion takes place in the economy. Next one is variation in cash reserve ratio. Cash reserve ratio means the certain percentage of bank deposits that every commercial banks are required to keep with RBI in the form of cash balances. I repeat once again, the certain percentage of bank deposits that every commercial banks are required to keep with RBI in the form of cash balances. The idea behind this method is if central bank wants to control excess credit, then it asked member banks to keep higher percentage of cash balances with RBI so that less cash available with commercial banks and their credit creation capacity reduces. On the other hand, if central banks encourage credit creation and money supply, then it asked member banks to keep less cash reserve ratio with, with RBI so that more cash with commercial banks and more money supply and credit available in the economy. Next one is statutory liquidity ratio SLR means, as name itself indicates, as a mandatory legal requirement that every bank and financial institution has to keep certain portion of their deposits in government securities as liquid assets. In simple words, SLR is portion of deposits every bank required to invest in government securities in the form of gold, bonds, etc. in non-cash form. Then what is the difference between the cash reserve ratio and statutory liquidity ratio? The difference between cash reserve ratio and statutory liquidity ratio is that in case of cash reserve ratio, commercial banks they have to be keep certain percentage of bank deposits with RBI in the form of cash balances. But in case of statutory liquidity ratio, every financial institution and bank they have to be compulsorily, that is a legal mandatory requirement, they have to keep certain portion of their deposits in government securities as liquid assets. That means they have to be invest in government securities, that is in the form of gold bonds in non-cash form. Statutory liquidity ratio is a mandatory legal requirement, but cash reserve ratio it is a optional. Next one is repo rate. Repo rate is a short-term interest rate charged by Reserve Bank of India while lending money to commercial banks. In simple words, the rate at which RBI lends money to commercial banks is known as repo rate. The next one is reverse repo rate. It is the opposite of repo rate. It means short-term interest rate at which RBI borrows money from commercial banks. All the above terms are very important since in examination objective type questions may appear on meaning of bank rate policy, what is cash reserve ratio, meaning of statutory liquidity ratio, meaning of repo rate and reverse repo rate. In the next video lecture, we shall discuss the qualitative or selective credit control tools of RBI in the next video lecture. Thank you, one and all.